Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. Where do we run to in this country? In fact, where is this country heading to? Why do people keep dying every day when we have the president and we have the military? What is going on in this country? Why do the president watch and fold his hands and look at foreigners buy people every day? Yesterday, in 15 civilians died in Zamfara state. Today, 20 soldiers were killed in Niger State by these bandits, by these Fulani men. Take a look at this. Imagine when our soldiers are being killed. Imagine when people that are protecting us are being killed. How far the civilians? How will it now be for the civilians? This is serious. Headers, common headers are buying soldiers. They ambushed soldiers and buyed about 20 of them in their camp. So about 20 soldiers were killed, or about 20 soldiers killed in deadly bandits attack on military camp in Niger State. Now, deadly bandits attack hit Niger and Zamfara state. 20 soldiers were killed in a surprise attack on a military camp in Niger, while 15 villagers were massacred in Zamfara. Nigerians are asking, where is the government? Where is the government? That is what Nigerians are asking. Where is the government? We are tired of this thing that is happening. We have the government and all this thing is happening. We have people that said they're in charge and all these things are happening. So guys, a very sad and urgent report is actually coming out from Nigeria. About 20 Nigerian soldiers have been killed in a deadly bandit attack in Niger State. And at least 15 civilians were massacred in Zamfara State, all within 24 hours. That's why I told you that there's no day that will pass that you will not hear about these bandits attacking. Either they attack one village or the other, or they kidnap you. There's no day that will pass. Imagine 20 Nigerian soldiers were killed in a deadly bandit attack in Niger State, and at least 15 civilians massacred in Zamfara State, all within 24 hours. These tragic events are the latest signs the Nigerian security crisis is spiraling out of control, and the silence from the government and the military is only making things worse. Guys, what do you think? The government is silent, the military, they are silent. So now, in the early hours of Tuesday, let's look deep into what happened in Niger State. So in the early hours of Tuesday, June 24th, 2025, a military camp near Bangi, located in Mariga local government area of Niger State, was suddenly attacked. According to security sources, the attackers were heavily armed bandits and they launched a surprise attack at dawn. The soldiers were caught off guard after a fierce gun battle. The bandits overpowered the troops and took control of the military base. It was truly a clash. But these bandits won at last because it was a surprise attack by these bandits. At least 20 soldiers were killed on the spot. Some others were injured, and unfortunately, some are still missing. Now, photos of the dead soldiers have already been obtained by media outlets like Sahara Reporters, although the Nigerian army has not yet has not, has although the Nigerian army has not made an official statement. Now, guys, let's pause for a second and understand what this thing means. This was not just a random attack. This was a coordinated ambush on a military base, meaning these bandits knew exactly what they were doing. Now, let's ask ourselves this question. Why do you think these bandits come to their camp? Or how did they know where they are? Who is giving them information? to know the camps of this Nigerian soldier? How? Who is giving them information? Now, look at it here. In Nigeria today, once they catch a bandit, they will rehab the person. They will say the person is repentant and give the uniform to become Nigerian army. That action is not a good one because you're only helping these terrorists. Putting them there as Nigerian soldiers, you're only helping them to get information for their group. They will give their people information. This is why they will come. Because according to this news, they were in their camp and they were not with their guns. They were they were not with their guns. And then surprisingly, this people came. So it was a targeted and coordinated, movement. Probably somebody must have, alerted them that this is the time, this is the perfect time you need to come and start doing it. And it left 20 dead, 20 soldiers. If they keep killing our soldiers again, who will protect Nigeria? Who will protect Nigeria? Where is the government? Now, this raises serious concerns of how did the bandits get such intelligence? How did these bandits get such a report? That's to tell you that there are so many people. The fact that Nigerian government catch these bandits and they catch them and then put them back into or give them uniform to become Nigerian soldiers is one of the problem Nigeria have in insecurity because it's like you're helping them to give information to their people, to their group. You're worsening insecurity by doing that. You're worsening it and people doesn't know. Now, it's also raising a question about why weren't they reinforced? It also raises serious questions like why weren't there reinforcement? Where is leadership in all of this? Now, let's now talk about what happened in Zamfara state attack. Now, while the nation was still processing the loss in Niger State, another deadly attack was reported in Zamfara state, first on a highway. Nigerian soldiers trying to stop bandits were ambushed and killed. Among those who died was a respected officer, Lieutenant Yahya. Then came the worst. In Tofa village, located in Magami district, more than 15 civilians were slaughtered by terrorists. Yes, civilians, innocent villagers. These are people already living in fear under the control of bandits group who force them to pay levies, and when they can't pay, they face brutal attack or even death. Now, what these bandits do in the villages, they give these villagers levies to pay, taxes, and it's not a small money. It's a big money. Once they are unable to pay, you will see that, they will buy all of them. That is it. That's what they do. So now these people are already living in fear under the control of bandit group, who force them to pay levies, and when they can't pay, they face brutal attack or even death. Now, most of the residents has fled and the village has been abandoned. And guess what? No security presence has returned to protect the area. With all this thing happening, you will not see the military respond to any attack. You will not see them. It's after they have finished attacking, they will come out and do medicine after that. So now, why is this happening? Have we asked ourselves, why is all this thing happening? Why is all this thing happening? The questions many Nigerians ask is, why are soldiers being killed like this? Why are terrorists bold enough to attack army camp and villages with no fear and consequences? Because what is even shocking Nigerians today is that these bad guys, the way they attack Nigerian army, fearlessly, even their camp, they are not even scared at all. Nigerians are asking, why are soldiers being killed like this? Why are terrorists bold enough to attack army camp? Do you know what it means? For these headers to attack these terrorists, to attack army camp and village without no fear of consequences. Here is the reason: lack of intelligence gathering. The security forces don't seem to know where or when this attack will happen until it's too late. Two is under-equipped soldiers. Many soldiers on the front lines don't have enough weapons, bullets, or even food and backup. That is it. They don't have it at all. That is why you see many soldiers are being killed by this bad guy. Many are being killed by this bad guy. Another one is poor leadership and corruption. Funds meant for security often disappear. Meanwhile, families and fallen soldiers are left in pain and silence. Do you know how much they brought out for insecurity? But where is the money? We keep on asking ourselves, where is the money? Where did this money go to? Where is this money? Where is this money? They cannot even weaponize soldiers. Poor leadership and corruption. Corrupt leaders. Many soldiers has come out also to say that, to come and expose their superior, saying that they are corrupt. They are so corrupt. Funds meant for security. Funds meant for security often disappears. Meanwhile, families and fallen soldiers are left in pains and silence. Some of these soldiers said, if you go to 44, 44 is an army hospital, that you'll be so traumatized. You'll be so traumatized because you will see many soldiers that were injured years back, but Nigerian government has just abandoned them. They just use those. Nigerian government are good in sending them to a place in the bush, and then after that, once they get injured, they will leave them, abandon them. Some, according to some soldiers, some that are injured, their mom in the village are sending them money to buy drug in the roadside. And when you ask these soldiers, what of the drugs we are seeing here, they'll say it's not for them. So who are these drugs for? They don't treat them well. They don't take care of them. Laborers. Laborers. Do you know, if these people, if these soldiers that just died, if they were well equipped, if they had intelligence gathering, do you think all this thing will happen? Do you think they will die like this? They won't. Another thing is government is silence. It will embolden the attackers. Now, when the government is not saying anything, they will have mind, because Nigerians are asking, why is it, these people are not scared of coming to this camp, of coming to soldiers' camp to kill them? Because the government is silent. The government is not saying anything, other attacks that have been happening. So now, they'll be like, the government is backing us. Let's continue. That is what is happening. That is what is happening. So guys, you can see, the federal government and the military leadership are often too slow to respond, or they don't say anything at all. This silence causes fear among the people and embolden the attackers. Now, let's talk about the real victims here. Soldiers who die defending their country with no public honor or recognition. Villagers who are now homeless, traumatized, and on the run. Families who lost loved ones and have no support from the government. Children growing up in fear, hunger, and instability. This is how it affects humans. This is the human cost. Children growing up in fear, hunger, and instability. They aren't just numbers, they are human lives. They are human lives. We can't stay silent. We must talk about it, raise awareness, and demand accountability. Look at what is happening all over the world. Nobody is saying anything about it. Everyone is just so silent. Nobody is, giving a good response to this thing happening all over the world. There was a lawyer that talked about, the insecurity, the one that happened in Benue, the way Tinubu is just so silent. Guys, take a look.
Please, people should leave the governor alone. He is powerless. He can't do anything. Tinubu should do his responsibility and stop shipping it to other people. When we came and Fubara, we are quarreling in river. Did anybody tell Tinubu to impose state of emergency? Why didn't Tinubu say, Fubara, okay, go and look into that matter. Settle it. Even when the man was trying to settle the matter, Tinubu wouldn't have it. Now look at what's going on in Benue. And he's now calling on the governor. Look at hypocrisy here. Bosses, look at with all this performance of Tinubu, I can no longer believe that the federal government hand is not what's going on in Benue State, and in fact, in all over the country. I am telling you, nobody can exonerate the federal government from Buhari to Tinubu. It's like there is something they entered into, and that it will not be far from bloodbath. How can the federal government just be looking? Don't tell all this from other countries, not even Nigerians, because they have confirmed that these people are not Nigerians. So, what is your own government doing, for God's sake?
Barrister,
those who didn't know what happened in 1967,
right.
Look at it happen. Look at it now. Look at it, stand out in the face.
Barrister, I like the fact that you mentioned Buhari in this thing. So practically, it's more like what started from the Buhari era is continuing.
I'm telling you, yes.
So there is no break. But let's go back to the purported statement put out by the president himself, because it's coming from an official bat, and it says, "I have been briefed on the senseless bloodletting in Bänd State." And it goes on to say, enough is enough. Enough is enough means this is not the first time that the president is getting to hear about it.
You have said it several.
And he also says, I have directed the security agencies to act decisively, arrest perpetrators of this evil act on all sides of the conflict.
Good.
So the president clearly understands that there is an ongoing conflict based on the statement put out here, except of the statement. Barrister, does it look like the president is hamstrung and that he's buck passing? He's trying to scapegoat the governor.
No.
Does it look like, because if we understand that this thing started from the Buhari regime, and he said that he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped.
Exactly.
So does it look like his hands are tied? Because we see this thing happen from a particular group of people, and we all know what is going on now. They gang up against the president. Is he trying to play ball? Are we back to the Jonathan era and all of this? Barrister, can you help us untie some of these contradictions?
Yes, what I can read for what is going on is that there is a secrecy around this thing. This woman bloodbath, there is a secrecy around it. I don't know whether it is an oath or whatever that a government will allow his people to be slaughtered like this on several occasions, only for them to make statements. Can you compare what is going on in Benue and what happened in River that he imposed the state of emergency?
No, Barrister.
Those people that supported those state of emergency, where are they now? Where are they?
No, Barrister, I would like to get your opinion on this one. We're talking about reconciliation on this state. What is even there to reconcile? Nigeria as a nation, we've not have any reason to say that cattle rallying now is a major source of revenue generation in this country. We haven't heard anything about that, and we don't know whether is cattle rallying now a national business that now generates revenue for us, that we have to find a way to give lands to cattle rallying. Remember, what are we reconciling?
Please remember that Tinubu said he will settle this matter, and he created a cattle ranch or whatever. Even created a ministry headed by Jega. Is that not true? Please, my people, what happened to that ministry that Tinubu created? I told you here when he said that, I said, this thing will not resolve this matter, because that is not the core of the matter. There is something these people are looking for. It's not your ranch. I said it here. Because people will say, you don't only believe in Tinubu, you don't believe in AP, I know these people, what they are playing pranks with us. There is no sincerity in whatever they are doing. What happened to that thing that Tinubu created to settle this matter? He's not even talking about it again. And when he did that, I told everybody who cared to listen that this will not solve the problem. Tinubu and Buhari knows what they did. They know what they are doing. This bloodbath cannot be for nothing. They should explain to us why they should allow Nigerian blood to be wasted in this manner. They should tell us. Because I don't see why this should continue from where Buhari stopped to where Tinubu is now. Right. And you say you have a president who will always come and tell us we have already stopped insecurity, we have depleted Boko Haram, this and that.
All right,
and you know it's just lip service. Look, I have said it here. Anybody who didn't know what happened in 1967 that caused the war, look at it now.
Okay, Barrister.
Look at it. After all, Buhari, Babangida said it in his book that when Gowon could not stop the killing of the Igbos, that was what caused the war, the Biafran war. Look at it happening again. Look at it. Look at it happening again. Right, how can you continue to massacre people in this manner and you want them to follow their... The day these people rise up now, you will see. The narrative will change.
Let me bring it to you now, Mr. Akinfatinke. We learned that the persons who were protesting the killings in their state, you know, the fact that their brothers, their sisters, their children, their wives are being killed, were being dispersed using tear gas and all that. You know, and one of the reasons for that was that they told them that they should go back to their homes, that everything is under control, saying that the IG is now on top of this particular case, and the governor of the state, Alia himself, you know, have provided the security personnel with all that they needed, including logistics and everything. Like my colleague Moses rightly pointed out, we learned also that the Chief of Army Staff said he's moving his base to Bänd State to help end the issue of killings that is happening in that state. Now, the Pope have talked about this killing. Alias said it's more like genocide. Some persons also have come up to say that this is more like ethnic cleansing. Some people are trying to take over the land belonging to, you know, Nigerians, and no one is doing anything or doing more enough to make sure it's being curbed. Nigeria is moving already to that particular position where everybody is scared of becoming a country of particular concern, CPC. If this actually happened, Mr. Akin, where are we going to find ourselves? Remember that we're still seeking for foreign direct investments and all that, especially in this present administration. It's also more of our mantra. Where then lies Nigeria in the international space?
I think it's a woeful outlook, no doubt about that. And like I said, complete failure of government. I will not box myself into limiting this to Buhari, Tinubu. I think it's gone beyond Buhari, Tinubu. We've had slaughters, we've had this in governments before, in regimes before these two gentlemen. It's not taking them out of it. I think I will always remember my history. When I keep on saying that part of our problems is that we are different in all respects, and that we've not been able to resolve the leadership question. I remember Gumi, the father of the Gumi that we all know at this particular time, had vowed at one point in time through their quote-unquote jihadis that they were going to take the Quran from the Sahel in the north of Nigeria to dip it in the Atlantic Ocean. I am convinced that government, the people, terrorists, and that Nigeria is being invaded with a target in the Benue and Plateau, and perhaps will now extend to the rest of Nigeria.
Under whose watch? Obasanjo was in government between 1999 and 2007. Can you tell us, do you know the number of Nigerians that were slaughtered in cold blood?
Oh, no.
Under Buhari alone, the Punch newspaper in the editorial reported 63,318 Nigerians were killed in the 8 years.
So what's your point?
So my point is now is that if you say that, look, that Gumi said that they were trying to dip the Quran into the ocean, at what point did this agenda manifest? Because we didn't clearly see during the Obasanjo regime. We didn't see it under Yar'Adua. We didn't see it under Jonathan.
Okay.
When Jonathan made efforts to stop, we had the same people now say, look, you people are killing my people.
What I am saying, and I am clear.
So, guys, you can see, that lawyer was actually panicking that how can Tinubu, the president, fold his arms and just be looking and allow foreigners come into the country and buy people like that. Look at soldiers. Look at how soldiers are lying dead. 20 of them were ambushed, surprisingly came. Do you think if there was intelligence gathering, do you think this thing would have happened? Do you think if they were well equipped, do you think this thing would have happened? Look at people that are serving Nigeria. Do you think it's easy to serve Nigeria? And at the end, you lose their life. These people, how much do you even pay them? These people have family members that are being, killed. So people are asking, why are these soldiers being killed like this? People are asking, why are terrorists bold enough to attack army camps and village with no fear of consequence? It's because of lack of intelligence gathering. The security forces don't seem to know where or when this attack will happen until it's too late, until they are dead. Under-equipped soldiers, many soldiers on the front line don't have enough weapon, bullets, or even food and backup. They don't. Nigerian government knows these things. What are they using the money for security to do? What are they using the money to do? What are they using the money to do? Poor leadership and corruption. Funds meant for security often disappears. Meanwhile, families of fallen soldiers are left in pain and silence. Government silence. The federal government and military leadership are often too slow to respond, or they don't say anything at all. This silence causes fear among the people and emboldens the attackers. Now, let's talk about the main people that was, the victims, the soldiers who died defending their country with no public honor or recognition, villagers who are now homeless, traumatized and on the run, families who lost loved ones and have no support from the government, children growing up in fear, hunger and instability. They aren't just numbers, they are human lives. We cannot stay silent. We must talk about, and raise concerns and demand of accountability. Now, here is what the government needs to do. Full investigation into the Niger and the Zamfara attack. That's one. Public statements from the Nigerian army. Immediate military reinforcement to these zones. Support and compensate the family of the slain soldiers and civilians. Security reforms, including modern weapons, drone, and a local intelligence gathering. Without urgent actions, Nigeria is heading towards total lawlessness in certain regions. Yes, Nigeria is heading to in fact, we're already lawless. We're already lawless. There's no law in this country again. Look at how people are being killed. Look at how people are being killed. On a daily basis, people are massacred. Lives are being wasted. Every time people are dying, and you're asking yourself, where is the government? And you're asking, where is the government? You're asking, where is the government? We have the government and all this thing is happening. We have the military and all this thing is happening. The only thing they'll come out and do is to tell you that we have heard of what happened and we'll stop it. Tomorrow it will still happen again. This is how people are being killed. Now, like I said, why insecurity? Not just me, I'm not the only one saying it. Many people are also saying it. Why insecurity will not stop in Nigeria is because of Nigerian government. They are the ones doing this. One, two. Would I say but it's anything said that they make money from insecurity in Nigeria. That is why they don't want to stop the insecurity in Nigeria. Now, do you know that repentant bandits kill 48 security operative in Zamfara? This one is a different story on its own. Repentant bandits. People that Nigerian government claim they are repentant, they have already repented, kill 48 security operatives in Zamfara. So now, you see why insecurity will not stop in Nigeria. You call them, you say they are repentant, and then you give them uniform, Once they become Nigerian soldiers, they'll give informations. They'll be giving informations to bandits. They'll be giving them information. Now, another black chapter in Nigeria's insecurity crisis. In Zamfara State, 48 Nigerian security operatives, including soldiers and joint task force members, have been killed in cold blood. Shockingly, some of these attackers were repentant bandits, men who were once terrorists but later received government amnesty under a controversial rehabilitation program. So what really happened? What really happened? Why are these killers being forgiven and even rewarded? Why innocent Nigerians continue to suffer? Let's break everything down now. The massacre happened in a near Shinkafi local government area in Zamfara State over the weekend. A group of heavily armed bandits led by notorious warlord Bello Tuji ambushed security agents during a patrol. This attack was conducted by Tuji Bello. You guys know that the chief of defense staff said or promised Nigerians that he's going to bring down Tuji Bello. What is happening, guys? What is happening? I really need to know what's happening. Why is it he has not been captured? Why is he still walking about freely? So now, the report says that 48 operatives were killed. Let's remember that a group of heavily armed bandits led by notorious warlord Bello Tuji ambushed security agents during a patrol. Report says 48 operatives were killed, including members of the Nigerian Army and the Joint Task Force. In a disturbing viral video, Tuji and his men were seen dancing around the dead bodies of the operative, celebrating the bloodshed. Governments, they are seeing this thing and nothing has been done. Even more disturbing, sources confirm that some of the attackers were once granted state pardon under a controversial amnesty and rehabilitation program introduced by Governor Bello Matawale. Why would Nigeria catch bandits and reward them? Why citizens are suffering? Why would they reward? This is like a betrayal. People that have unalived many people, you catch them instead of it for them to pay for what they have done. They reward them. These same people have killed 48 operatives. 48, but they were granted amnesty by Nigerian government. Why don't you catch them and let justice be done? Repentant bandits killed people that Nigerian government has granted amnesty. Killed 48 soldiers. This is another story on its own. In Zamfara State, and the attack was led by Tuji Bello. Why is it Nigerians reward and pamper terrorists? Why? Do you know that I was going through Sahara Reporters this morning and I noticed that there's this news that I saw. Do you know that there are some end bad governance protesters, they are still in high court. They have not been granted bail, they're still in prison. But look at bandits being pampered. The innocent citizens are the ones that they will punish. That's Nigeria for you. So, even more disturbing, sources confirms that some of these attackers were once granted state pardon under a controversial amnesty and rehabilitation program introduced by a former governor, Bello Matawale. So now, Bello Tuji is not a new name. He's one of the most feared bandits leader in the northern Nigeria, linked to hundreds of deaths, mass kidnapping, and village massacres. Tuji operates like a warlord, controlling territory and intimidating local population. Despite several military operations, he continues to invade, capture, thanks to local informants and political interference and corruption in the security system. During his tenure, Governor Bello Matawalle launched a repentance program. The idea was to offer bandits money, training, and support to lay down arms. They were promised a better life and in some cases even integrated into society without punishment. My God. But here is the problem. Many of them never repented. They collected the benefits, pretended to change, and then went back to the bush, stronger and better armed. Now, we are seeing the deadly consequences of that policy as repentant bandits have turned out just to crime but to mass murder. You can see, do you think these people will just repent like that? Do you think they will just repent? These people have to pay for what they have been doing in Nigeria. You don't just reward them like that. The human cost is staggering. According to Amnesty International, over 10,000 Nigerians has been killed by bandits in just last 2 years under President Bola Tinubu's administration. I think this is actually wrong. It's not 10,000. I think it should be more than, because they actually made mistake with that figure, because every day people die. 10,000 should be the figure. It should be the amount of people that die every time, or the number of people that die every week. So many of these victims are farmers, meaning Nigeria's food supply is at risk. With entire community displaced, farming is impossible, hunger is increasing, and poverty is rising. All while the government claims to be winning the war on terror. Now, this tragedy raises serious questions of, can bandits really be trusted to repent? Why are soldiers being sacrificed? Why healers are being rewarded? Why is Bello Tuju still walking free? And why is the federal government still silent? Until real accountability begins, both for criminals and politicians who empower them, Nigeria's insecurity crisis will only deepen. That is it. The lives of 48 brave officers were cut short by men who should never have been trusted. It's not just a security failure, it is a betrayal of the Nigerian people. It's time to stop playing politics with human life. Now, this thing is what the governments need to do. What do you think about this amnesty program? Because it's really is ending the life. This amnesty program. People, you don't expect these people to repent like that. They have to pay for what they have done before they are being released. They have to pay for what they have done before they are being released. These men are not even scared again. They even come out to tell people, these terrorists, that they can buy the whole nation because of a cow. Guys, take a look.
For my people who don't understand Hausa, allow me to translate this, what this Fulani guy is saying.
Why don't an kashe mutane 200 a Benue State shi zai tada hankalin mutane a dunga haya a social media to kaɗan kuka gani.
He says, so because they've killed 200 people in Benue State, that's why everybody is getting angry. That's why people getting angry now, that this one is really small.
Ba kun rubuta kun ce za a kori Fulani a ƙasan Benue kuna dariya. Dama daga dariya sai kuka, za ku ci ubanku a wannan shekara. Za ku ci ubanku.
Say neighbor talk, say me Fulani live on our land. When they write time, even they laugh. Say from laughter to tears now. Say una go chop una nyash.
Mutum 100 shine me, shine tarzoma a zuciya. Mu shanu na aka kashe muna. Mutanen mu nawa aka kashe a daji da ruga, duk ba ai komai ba. Ai kashe mutane 100 wallahi ba laifi ba wani abu kuma. Kaɗan ne.
Say waiting be 100 people. Say waiting be 100 people. Say because they kill 100 people, now they make una mind the vex. Say what of their people where they don't kill for bush? How many of their cattle where they don't kill? Say this one are small thing now. Say no worry. You get.
Kunga wannan a matsayin shi shanuna billahi lazi zan iya kashe kaɗa guda 150 akan wannan. Ni yanzu.
Now he's saying you see this cow. Now see this cow where they here, this young calf. saying swear to God, saying if he kill like 150 people for this cow.
Na daina a yi man laifi in ce sai na tsaya hukuma ko wani abu na yafe. Ba zan taɓa yafewa kuma ana yi man zan rama. Ana yi man kuma a matsayina bafulatinin daji.
Saying no send, he no go sit down, they wait for anybody. If they're killing cow, he go revenge.
Ni yanzu na daina ɓoye-ɓoyen nan in ce ai ba zan kashe mutum ko ba zan yi kaza ba. Duka aikin laifi zan iya aikata shi akan wannan. Kisa dai ba kisa da zai gagare ni akan wannan insha.
Saying no go they pretend again. The reason saying no go tell una the truth. Say him if he kill 150 people for this one and nothing. Say if una do him go revenge because that's so it did for them normally. So no more pretense from him. This is who he is. Alright, so now don't hear, but you've listened. So what's he saying? He's saying that it doesn't matter where you are from. He can kill for his cattle. And that cattle's life is more important than human life. Just understand something. This is not a place where you want to reason, sit them down, explain to them how human lives is better than cattle. This is how it is for them. And so my advice for you is this. As a Nigerian, whether you call yourself Nigerian or not, you need to protect yourself, most especially all the men in this country. You need to be able to protect your families. May nobody catch you by surprise. You cannot go down shouting Jesus, my God, or begging for your life. You have to be ready. There's no law that prevents you from protecting yourself. Do you understand? In this life, as person no bring you come this life, you suppose go out on your own terms. Nobody is supposed to come and just take your life from you like that. You understand? All the people, normally, we think we are in a normal society. But the law is not on our side. The law is not on the side of the masses. The law is put to protect politicians and protect people who have money and in power. These guys are being protected, they are influenced, they are armed. They are provided with arms and weapons. You are not provided with anything. Find your way. You are a sovereign being. You have right over this earth like any other person. They too have right over this earth like any other person. But there must be an understanding. If person they reason like this, you're supposed to understand. And I'm sending this message to all the politicians in our state, most of you that have cattle. You hear what they are saying, that human life is less than the cattle. You keep keeping those cattle in our state. It's a reminder to the people of Benue that you have something, an animal that is above them. And it's unacceptable. It is advisable that you guys sell all those cattle. Make we know say cattle no day, cow no day inside Benue State. We must start using that collective action. If not, you are an enemy to your brethren. You are an enemy to your kin. Because person they talk say cattle, they are above human life, and you are rearing cattle in the same state where people have come to kill because they are saying that our kinsmen killed their cattle, and so life must be lost. And somebody is saying that for a calf, 150 human lives with potentials to change the surface of this earth, would you understand, will be killed and murdered, and nothing will happen. It doesn't care. They don't care. So you need to understand the enemy and understand how they think. Do not think that Jesus is going to save you. Do not think that the church will save you. Do not think that the government will save you. You have rights of existence. You are a sovereign being walking the surface of this earth, and nobody should take your life without your consent. Do you understand me? That's what I want all of you to understand today. So all the youth in Benue crying and shouting and thinking your politicians will come and help you, you are lying to yourself. Nobody will help you. Go and learn self-defense. Learn self-defense. Learn how to protect yourself and your family. Tell everybody around you to be on alert. Tell your people in the village to be on alert. I called my uncles in the village and asked them how far what's happening there. They say that they're all right. So protect yourself and understand it. These guys, they come as your friends. They'll come, they'll offer you this, they will give you that, they will scout you and understand. They will even use their women who sell these things to come and scout you and understand. You are laughing like a sheep, you are smiling, you are being friendly. Tomorrow they'll come and gun you down, slice you, burn you. They have grenade launchers, they have guns, they have machine guns, they have everything. What do you have? You have stick. You have what? You have please. No, no, please. You are shouting because you did not prepare for war. We are on a battlefield here. Just know it. We are in a battlefield, and that is all. Somebody can come and claim your life for cattle when you even fit speak English, no fit do anything. They value cattle. A calf is equivalent to 150 human beings. That's what they are saying. Go and protect yourself. Let's not be making too much noise here. Let's not be making too much noise here. There's no need to come and make noise to say we are protected, we are ready. No, go and just be ready. And tell all your friends, tell everybody, tell your family members, tell everybody to be ready. Just in case. I don't want to lose my loved one to the explain. They come find government, they cry, they say, look at what they did to my people, look at what they did to my family. It will not happen. All of them have told them, everybody should be secure and sharp. That is the country we are in right now. Whether you've gone to school, whether you've used your brain, whether you are thinking we are living in a civil society, we are not. We are not living in a civil society. We are living in a chaotic place where dog eats dog. Do you understand? Down to everything we do is very transactional, even in the way we live. Save yourself, save your family. Full of Benue, this is it. You understand? The ones that have capacity should provide things that will save you. The local vigilantes, as far as concerned, all of us are vigilante. All of us be vigilante. Our people in the Senate, we talk to them, let them legalize. The place is already, it's not a safe zone, and people cannot be moving without the understanding that their lives can be taken at any point in time. How do people pass all the way and come and attack you in your place? It's because you've been giving them space. You've been giving them space. The last video I posted, I was talking about building towers for vigilante. I've called people, they said metal is costly, wood might not do it, so they go build and with block go up. If you want to support, send me a message. You understand? Protect your life. This is the black and white of everything. Protect your life.
So, guys, you hear what that man said. It's only in Nigeria that you see cows walking up and down. Now, there's this thing Tinubu said he's going to do. He said he's going to build Abuja Ranch. Let's ask ourselves, what is the use of that? What are they using the Abuja Ranch to do now? Because we are still seeing cows hovering everywhere, going about from Kano to Imo. You still see cows, or grazing. Just today, IPOB slammed Tinubu's government over proposed Abuja Ranch, calls it Ruga in disgrace. IPOB slammed Tinubu's government over proposed Abuja Ranch, calls it Ruga in disguise. So now, I want to actually say something. What is happening? Just like that lawyer said, that ranch, why is it helping? Why is it they're not using that ranch? Because let me just read out what IPOB said. The Ruga Settlement Initiative, short for Rural Grazing Area, was a controversial policy introduced by the Nigerian government under former President Muhammadu Buhari. The indigenous people of Biafra has slain President Bola Tinubu's government over a proposal to establish cattle ranches in Nigeria Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The sensationalist group labeled the proposal a dangerous play of history and a covert attempt to revive the controversial Ruga settlement scheme under a new name. The Ruga Settlement Initiative, short for Rural Grazing Area, was a controversial policy introduced by the Nigerian government under former President Muhammadu Buhari. The government said its primary aim was to address the long-standing and often violent conflicts between nomadic Fulani herders and sedentary farmers, particularly in Nigeria's Middle Belt and Southern regions. The idea was to establish designated settlements where herders could live and rear their livestock in more structured and sedentary environments. These settlements were to be equipped with amenities such as schools, veterinary clinics, water supply, markets, and abattoirs. According to the government, the goal was to reduce open grazing, which had led to frequent clashes over the land and resources. While the government framed Ruga as a peace-building and economic development strategy, many Nigerians, especially in the South and Middle Belt, saw it as an attempt to favor one ethnic group, the Fulani, and potentially seize lands under federal authority. In a statement issued on Tuesday by its spokesperson, Emma Powerful, IPOB warned that the planned cattle ranch around Abuja, ancestral homelands of Bagi people, constitutes an assault on indigenous land rights and represents a broader agenda of Fulani expansionism. This latest ploy is to nothing but Ruga repackaged, a sinister land-grabbing strategy looked in government policy designed to reward killers and entrench Fulani imperial expansion. Now, let us ask ourselves this question. What is the essence of this Abuja ranch, whatever, when or this cattle settlement, when I thought this thing was introduced in Abuja. And then people are also saying that this thing should not be close to where people live. It should be in places like Sambisa Forest, a place far. That's where it should be, than bringing it to where people are. So, what is the essence of this settlement, a cattle settlement, when people and then people are still these Fulani men are still carrying cows around? Because you can see what is happening in Nigeria. They use that way to buy people in this country. Just yesterday, about 20 soldiers were killed in a deadly attack on military camp in Niger State. So, guys, we've come to the end of this live section. Do want to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video for more information. Hit that subscribe button so that I'll always come back to update you guys on what is happening. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.